How y'all doing? Good.
So where's your group at right now?
The group is developing. Coach Wells has done a great job with putting the plan together throughout the summer to get these guys a ton of reps on what we're doing. And so guys are they're getting to the point to where they're either separating or still figuring out what we're doing, how to play it versus different coverages. We got some guys that are taking some steps. We got some other guys that are still learning, and we're right here in the thick of camp. So we'll see, who continues to rise as we continue to push through camp.
Who's catching your eye?
Who's catching my eye right now? The entire group. Just to be fair, the entire group, because, we got a lot of new guys and some guys that have transitioned to the room too. So, the guys that have transitioned, they show flashes of what they can do. And then you got the guys that have been here, your Jace Browns, your Sterling Lockett's, Isaac Cooks, those guys that have been here multiple years and understand the culture and the system. They have taken additional steps in their game. And then you got the transfers and the freshmen. And those guys, majority came in this winter and, getting used to how we do things here at K-State. And then, again, taking the coaching from multiple coaches and then going out there and applying it on the field. And as you go through install, some guys, again, understand it and elevate it. It may be their first time. They can go out there and take advantage of it right then and there, or some need to feel it, see it, and then come back the next day and go and execute it. So each guy to their own have been doing a really good job of developing themselves and taking the next step, which for this room, it could be very selfish, but they're not that way at all. They push each other, they challenge each other, they hold each other accountable, and they're working to be better every day. So I feel good about where we're at right now.
Is there anything different about Tibbs than what you've had so far at K-State in your group?
I would just say he's a very smart young man, you know what I mean? He asks really good questions. And Jace has been the same way, so I wouldn't say that, but I would say just from a frame standpoint of what we've had, he and him, Jerome Bradley, those two are bigger receivers than I've had since being here. Malik Knowles was a big receiver, a little different build than those two, but those two guys are just bigger receivers, than what I've had since being here as the receivers coach.
When it comes to going to get the football, we've seen a video yesterday on social media of Tibbs diving for a ball, a high point. Coach Kleiman talked about that. How legit is Tibbs going to get the football?
He's still got work to do. We got to do it in a game, you know what I'm saying? But as far as practice repetition equaling game reality, he's doing a good job of demonstrating he has the ability to do it. We just got to make sure that it is consistent, you know what I mean, every single day. Anytime you get those opportunities of taking advantage of it. And JB's shown it too, you know what I mean? Jerron Bradley's done a great job of demonstrating that too. So it's been fun to watch those guys develop.
What's been your impression of Medford?
Caleb's hungry, you know what I mean? He's learning. It's his third offense for him. So actually fourth, because I think there were two different coordinators at his last stop. So he's been learning on how we do things, and then, the technique things are a little different for him too, So this is just an adjustment of, my coaching style to what he's been coached to do, and then going out there and playing with, maximum effort, every single play. But he's been doing a good job of coming out and competing day in and day out.
The continuity that you and Jace have together now, being together for a third year, how does that manifest itself? What are the perks of that kind of relationship?
Well, he understands who I am day in and day out, which is awesome. And, when we talk about things that have happened in game, he can recall it and communicate it to the group. And then, there's a plan for him every year. So he knows the next steps for him to elevate his game, whether it be on the field or being a good teammate or being a good community member. So it's good to have that and to remind him of how he started, right? How hungry he was, and to maintain that hunger, but to be humble about it and go out there and compete every day with good practice habits and then good production habits too.
What do you think the points of emphasis needs to be for him this year to kind of take that next
step? Well, he needs to elevate his game, he has to continue to catch the ball down the field, but not only down the field, when it's thrown underneath, being able to put a foot in the ground and get vertical and get those hidden yardage, contested catches as well. And I think identifying coverage as any receiver needs to see, because the picture changes from your normal down and distance to situational downs. So him just being a really savvy, confident football player when it comes to recognizing coverages.
with Jaron Bradley, JB, that is kind of seemed like he has that hunger to maybe get back to the top form.
Jerron Bradley, and he has, man. He's been competing. I mean, like I said, every one of these guys have been competing, and you're not going to be on a K-State Wildcat team with Coach Kleinman and not be a competitor. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure we do a great job in doing that, and those guys have. You know, they respond to the coaching, they respond to the film.
Seems like there's a lot. I'm sorry, I'm late here.
You're okay.
Seems like there's a lot of guys, a lot of potential pass catchers here. Is this maybe the most competitive group that you've had since you've been around?
It's unfair to say that because we had some pretty competitive guys. You know, that first year in here with Phillip Brooks and Seth Porter. You know what I mean? Like, those guys were competitive, and each guys have come in here and competed. So I would just say these guys are just hungry for development. You know, I think some have come from other places and had some different experiences and truly want to be coached, you know. So to those guys, and then the young guys coming in here, they're here. You know, this is everything that they've dreamed of. So it's like, I'm going to go out there and take advantage of those opportunities. And so the response is really good because I think some guys have had experiences other places, and the young guys just being hungry to go out there to compete.
Was there a catch last year with Jace Brown that told you that he's now at the next level, or proved to you that he's now checking more boxes as an improved wide receiver?
A catch, yeah. So I would say, you know, last year the Oklahoma State catch, going into the south end zone on a post to where the ball is thrown. Avery gets the ball out there to him, and he has a different angle set, and he catches the ball over his outside shoulder with late high hand. So, you know, that's not a very easy catch, pushing one direction and adjusting the other and then finishing it. So I would say, you know, that there showed, hey, he showed up. And then the other one that everyone would remember would be the Colorado catch, right, to where he got the PI and the catch and the touchdown. But that's last year's Jace. So he has to show up this year and do it, you know, another way possibly.
And you feel like he's better than this time a year ago?
He's just, you know, he's confident in him, even more confident in himself. And I would say he's taking the next steps in just being able to read defenses and knowing what's going on now and asking those questions. You know, even if he misidentifies, he's, hey, what happened here? What did the safety do? Why did the safety rotate that way? You know, so he's done a great job of just, again, elevating his mental part of the game because physically he knows what to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, what makes it evident that you spent a lot of time with Coach Ray and Coach Drew?
He's put on, you know, some weight too. You know, he's sitting in that 180, 185 range too, which has been different from him. So he's put on some weight. And he's really done a great job of maintaining that throughout camp. He's focused, and that's a maturity thing, right? To where I've worked hard to put on this weight. The strength staff has done a great job with Scott Troush of telling him, hey, make sure you continue to do those things. And he's taken the coaching and then done and continue to maintain it, which is awesome, you know.
And he's really kind of the veteran of this group now. Have you seen him maybe take on some leadership?
He is the veteran of the group. Jace has sometimes done it, sometimes not. So he has. I mean, there'll be times where, you know, he's out there on the field and he's being positive. He's not a rah-rah guy out there, though. You know what I mean? So it'll be things on the back end of, you know, keeping guys to continue on. But I wouldn't say it's more from a rah-rah standpoint. You know, it's like, hey, we have to be better here, or taking ownership in his own actions.